Alex from East to West Hunts here with another gear review, this time on another tent. We're doing the Kings XKG line of tent that they released. It's a few years old now, and I think it's been pretty well tested, done pretty well, and I wanted to show you this and compared to some other tents. I'm going to do a comparison here with another tent that I think it looks pretty darn similar to, and some of the similar features, but I'll give you the pros and cons of this, and let's just kind of talk about it, because this could be a potential fit for you on your next hunting trip if you're in the market for a tent. So let's get rolling here real quick. This is a 3-season double wall tent, okay? And what it means by double walled is that you have the inner part of it, which is basically like the mesh, and then there's an actual cover, which is this second piece or double wall to it. Really, that prevents a lot of condensation. So essentially what ends up happening is if you're inside, it's cold out, your heat's coming up, and that heat now causes moisture or water, and that water is basically going to stream inside the tent, because it's not going to basically go out anywhere, and there's nothing else basically stopping the water from coming in. In a double wall tent, that moisture comes out, it goes on the exterior part, or the second layer of it on the inside, and then if there's water that drips, it's either going to drip on the mesh or it's going to kind of follow suit and drip on the outside, so you don't get that water falling in on you. So a lot of times people will have a single wall tent and then they're like, oh my god, it's leaking, how do I got water inside? It's not actually leaking, the water's coming from your own moisture, and or it's raining really hard, and that moisture is just, it's got nowhere else to fall on, so it just kind of comes inside of that tent. So anyways, I've got single and double wall tents. I know the difference of them, but just food for thought if you're going after getting a tent. My preference is a double wall tent, just because of the moisture aspect of it. But let's talk about this cool tent here. You got 2 vestibules, really sweet. You have 8 points of contact here right off of the bat on a basic setup, which means you got the 2 vestibules, you got the 4 corners, and then you have almost like a mini guy out that comes out and actually gives you a little bit more air coming into it. So that's a cool perk. Here's what I was talking about with the mini guy out. So I really like this. Gives you a lot more airflow in here. And this has windows. So got the window point, this opens up, got this little stick in here, and then you got another little piece of Velcro, opens up, and you get more airflow in here. I think that's freaking sweet. It's very smart how it's set up. The other thing that I really like about this tent is it's super easy to set up. So you unclip these little clips, and the tent comes with your floor, your inner, and your cover, right, your fly. You actually can go with just the floor and the fly, and that's like your ultralight option, so you don't have the mesh and all that. That might work out for you. I don't really like it with bugs and all that crap, but some people really are into that ultralight stuff, so it is what it is. But you have multiple clips on the bottom here that I'll show you, and it makes it super simple, so you can actually clip into your floor, or you can clip in to the actual mesh, and that part of the setup is genius in my opinion. So that part actually made it super simple for me to figure out how to set it up the first time. And there's basically 2 brackets to this. So one of the brackets connects inside, and I'll show you that as well. So I'm gonna take this fly off so you can see what I'm talking about with how easy it is to set up. So let's take a look here real quick. So I'm gonna unclip this, and I'm gonna basically unclip them around, and I'm gonna take this off. Okay, so here's the bracket that I was talking about. Now there's 2 of these brackets, so basically the poles come in and they make this little Y shape. And this makes it super simple. You know that the Y shape goes here, you got this little clip, there's 2 little clips here. Voila, there's really no issue to it. You're following the seam of this down, and it literally follows the Y bracket. So again, super simple. Now, this has a cross section, and that cross section has a 3rd pole into it, and this pole has a bracket that twists. One of the brackets is for the top pole, one of the brackets is for the cross pole, and that reinforces it with wind, which is really, really nice. It is seam sealed, so that's a huge perk. You're gonna know that you're not gonna get moisture coming in, so on and so forth. And I gotta tell you, as far as like the setup goes, I freaking love this thing for just how easy it is. So look at that, you just put it on, you can see where the bar goes, and then you can tighten your lines accordingly to make sure that it's doing exactly what it needs to. So super simple. All right, let's go inside. So I'm gonna get this thing clipped up here. One thing that I do have to tell you is this, the seam sealing that they did on this is actually pretty badass, because it's even seam sealed the little clip, which tells you that they didn't cut corners, you know, like that, at least that detail was thought of, which I really like. Okay, this has 2 zippers, so it's not just one. So you can go top or bottom, and again, you can do the same thing with the mesh. I got a sleeping pad on the other side. I'm gonna put the sleeping pad in, and let's see the size inside. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Boo! Well, I gotta tell you, it's pretty roomy. This is probably a con, in my opinion, with how this. Oh, maybe this will change. Maybe I can pull it down. Yeah, okay. So you can move this thing down. I don't really like how flappy it is when I'm trying to come out, but that's a small gripe to have with the tent. Everything else is pretty genius. All right, well, come on. Okay, so we have a couple. By the way, it's super roomy in here. You got a nice little pocket here. Here's your other vestibule. Okay, very nice. You got 2 pockets towards your head. I mean, that's how I would position it if it was towards my head. But maybe you want it by your feet, I don't know. Here you got this little pocket. So you got a total of 4 pockets. You don't have anything up here to hang stuff by, like a shelf of any sort, but you do have a hook, so you can put like a little nightlight in here. So I thought that was a good add. You got multiple little spots here to hang your mesh. Getting some bugs in here. And overall, it's really roomy. So let's do that here. Okay. You can tell there's a lot of room in here. And I would actually say, much that I don't like to share, I mean, you could really fit a second person in here. It'd be tight, but it's roomier than most 2-person tents that I've tried. And that's a win. That's a win. So you are going to pay the price a little bit with weight on this tent. It's sub 5 pounds. It's not sub 4 pounds. It can be sub 4 pounds if you're going to go ultralight and not have the mesh, but that's just not my jam. So if I do something like that, I'm going with a single wall tent with like a stove. So that's just my 2 cents. All right, let's get out of here because it is warm out and I'm boiling. So if you're in the market for a tent, don't steer away from this. I think this is a killer tent. I love the setup. I love the little clips. I love the double vestibules. The material's nice. It's super roomy inside. I can't speak enough about that. And it's detailed. It was very well thought out. So for a sub 5 pound tent and potentially to have 2 people fit into it, again, it'd be tight, but to have 2 people, you guys can share the weight then. Like somebody could take 2 sleeping pads and somebody could take the tent and you know, maybe packing pillows or whatever the hell you're doing, just think about splitting that load. If you have multiple people, it might be advantageous for you. If you have it for one person, dude, you're gonna be roomy. You are gonna have a very nice night's sleep in that bad boy. So with that said, if you got questions, comment below. I promise you I will do my best to answer them. With that said, if you got anything out of this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, as I'm going to continue driving more and more gear reviews and videos for you. Don't forget to visit East to West Hunts at www.easttowesthunts.com for any of your tag application, hunt planning, and gear rental needs. Feel free to book a free consult on there, and we will go from there on mapping out a plan for you to get you going wherever you're looking to go and do. And that's a premium service for you, so I promise I'll take very, very good care of you with that. Needless to say, until next time, scout, hunt, and repeat. Thanks.